Good evening and namaste everyone. I am Jyoti Prakash, co-founder with Sol Renewable Energy Solutions, your green energy partner, and our mission is to be a catalyst in making India a developed nation. Climate change. Does that ring a bell? Increased heat, drought, insect outbreaks, all this is happening around us due to climate change. The wildfires have increased, there is declining water supplies, there is reduced agricultural yield, there are health impacts in cities due to heat and flooding, and erosion in coastal areas are additional concerns. The changing environment is expected to cause many heat and stress related disease, increase in waterborne diseases, poor air quality, and diseases transmitted from insects and rodents. Extreme weather events, which can be compounded and lead to many health threats. The Paris Summit in 2016 under the United Nations Framework Convention for Climate Change, UNFCCC, signed agreement dealing with greenhouse gas emission mitigation, adaptation, adaptation and finance, and this was signed in 2016. In September 2019 in New York, there was the Climate Action Summit. The UN Secretary General Antonio Guterres convened a summit to mobilize political and economic energy at the highest levels to advance climate action that will enable implementation of many of the goals of the 230 Agenda for a Sustainable Development. Closer home, the Swachh Bharat mission or the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan, which is a mission to make India a cleaner city, cleaner country, sorry, which was initiated by the government of India in 2014 to basically make open defecation and improve solid waste management was initiated. The first phase was there till October 2019, and the second phase will be implemented between 2020-21 and 2024-25. During this time, many individuals came forward and contributed in their own small way, and we came across many stories like cleaning of beaches, massive plantation of tree, and many more. The question is, are we doing enough? And why is this so critical? Friends, to discuss on these lines, today we have with us Mr. M.S. Rao. Good evening, sir. Okay, I think there is a glitch here. Mr. Rao का connection issue है. I will go on with introducing Mr. Rao. In the meantime, I hope he joins us back. Well, Mr. M.S. Rao, he is the founder and managing director of VEMA Solar Private Limited. He has about 3 decades of experience in the power sector, including the interaction with the policymakers and regulators. Before incorporation of VEMA Solar Private Limited in 2014, he worked as Senior Executive Vice President and Business Head of Mumbai Transmission Business of Reliance Infrastructure Limited. His notable contribution during this period include innovative solution approach, wherein there was a business involved in 220 kV compact EHV station, which were built in just 10% of space which is required conventionally for EHV station. These are high voltage stations, extremely high voltage stations. A complete overhaul was carried out wherein an infrastructure of 3 EHV, again, as I said, this is extra high voltage station, was increased to 8 EHV station. This perhaps helped that during the recent Mumbai power blackout, the connections of Reliance and Adani were still working. Okay, Mr. Rao is back. Good evening, sir. There was a network glitch wherein we lost you. Okay, looks like there still is some problem. Friends, I will continue with Sir's introduction. It is a long one. So, as I was saying, his contribution, especially towards the EHV stations, also he has established project pipeline of more than 7,000 crore. He has cultivated the culture of process and quality conscious approach to enable the business to receive multiple certificates such as 5S, QMS, EMS, Six Sigma, IMS, etc. Under his leadership, the business The business got the RBNQA Merit Certificate, which is given by IMC, which is the highest award for quality systems in India, and this was in 2013. And they have also received two numbers Golden Peacock Award. During this period, he also served under the boards of two SPV companies and National Safety Council of India. Earlier, he was associated in power transmission and power generation by working in Power Grid Corporation of India and NTPC. During this period, he worked on the 400/765 kV ADC and HVDC, which is high voltage direct current systems, and mega thermal power plants. He has done his BTech and later completed his MBA in finance. He has widely traveled in Europe, USA, and many countries, and of course in India too. He has a number of papers published to his credit. He was also awarded the 50 most impactful green leaders citation during the World CSR Congress in 2016 and has been chosen to be the advisory council of World CSR Congress 2017. So you there now? Okay, we lost you for some time. So you are on mute. Please unmute yourself. Good evening,
Yeah,
sir. Welcome to our show.
yeah, good evening, Jyoti.
Right. I hope the glitch doesn't happen again. We
Yeah, I think we need to, maybe leave it with this. Hope, everything will go smooth.
so we went through your credentials, very overwhelming work that you have been doing in the power sector for so many years. Now, I would like to start with asking: have you seen the kind of any kind of shift in the power sector from conventional to non-conventional source of energy over working over 3 decades in this sector?
Sure. Yeah, first of all, let me thank and congratulate, Vishal for making this arrangement and bringing the awareness into the entire, the community. I should be, thankful to Vishal team.
Thank you, sir.
Yeah, and coming back to the thing, what you were asking, shifting from the conventional power to the renewables. Yes, it's a very heartening that there's a big shift is happening. Though we all keep saying that it has not reached to the extent. Yes, it is a fact. We need to fasten up, accelerate these things much more faster way. But certainly there is a big shift is happening. Like you can see, like the many people who are hardcore, thermal power people are now into the renewables.
You are also
And,
there.
and somewhere about if you look at in the 2000s and all that, there's hardly anybody in the renewables and solar power was used only for the satellites. Right
Right.
now we're bringing it to the even top of every roof now. Sure, there's a lot of things are happening and much more to happen.
Good to hear that, sir. Yes, we all know that we need energy for our daily life. I mean, without you can't think of living without electricity or vehicles or these heavy machinery. Everything it is so important, so much a part of our life. But do you think this huge amount of energy consumption is also the basic cause of climate change, the biggest rather, and the basic cause?
Yes, see, in fact, it is in the last 20, 30 years, there's a lot of research is being done, and now it has come to a clear conclusion. Yes, this is one of the reasons. In fact,
Hmm.
even when we used to, there in the NTPC, and we used to, at that time, the only focus was, giving the power to everybody because most of the villages and towns were not having a reliable power. So that was the focus. But now what we have seen is in the last 30 years, there's a big, I mean, a lot of analysis is being done, and it's sure, in fact, it's leading to something called what the topic is climate change. In fact, it's being a some for few of the people, it's a new topic, and maybe I'm using few slides to explain that what
Yes, sir.
exactly I mean, what exactly this climate change is and all that. Though most of the things are known to most of these people, but let me try to brush it quickly so that I mean we can really start looking at.
Sure, sir. Please.
Yeah, let me share the screen.
Yes.
Hope it's visible now. Hmm.
Yes, sir. You can go to slideshow maybe.
Yeah. So maybe you have to bear with me just slightly.
No problem,
It's
sir.
taking more time to load it.
Try pressing F5, sir. It may work. Yeah,
Yeah, it's
fine.
taking basically the load from the right. Uh, yeah, right. So what exactly? I mean, the thing is, see, of late we are seeing a lot of, I mean, incidents like this, where I mean, like Mumbai or even recently in the Hyderabad, and the unknown places where I mean the floods happening in the Hyderabad, and these are the becoming very common now. So now, what exactly is the reason for I mean having this? One of the key reasons is something happening to the climate change,
True.
which is I mean perhaps the the reason is see, like I mean even when we used to work in the NTPC, when we somewhere in the late I mean 80s, when we used to design for a power plant and all that, we used to only worry about where we are going to put our colony. The colony has to be, it is only seen to the extent that the whatever the flue gas and the coal dust, I mean, it should not, the wind direction should not be towards your colony. So that was the only worry we used to have, and that was the only consideration at that point of time. We were
Okay.
assuming that time this whatever this, I mean, the flue gas is going into the through the stack is going into the, I mean, nature and it will be taken care. But having it done for something like so many years, something like 40, 50 years and all that, now we have really accompanied all this into the atmosphere, which we normally assume that is the infinite. But now we're putting so much of the things into that, so it's no more infinite, and it is started having the ill effects now. Now, if you really look at the what is the critical, most critical thing that is happening now is there is this. I mean, see, now this is the thing. See, if this, whatever is coming from the sun and this is the earth, we have this atmosphere, I mean, the layers, and most of the sun, the right at the beginning, it gets reflected, others get reflected later part, and whatever is coming, there is because of these greenhouse gases, it is coming back to the earth. This is what exactly is the now the serious issue that is happening now.
Hmm.
So now so, in fact, these the biggest greenhouse gases are coming from many things. Like if you look at there's a lot of things, the oil production, the coal plants, and even the transportation, that everything is causing this. I mean, greenhouse gases, and these spots because of this, the amount of heat that is getting trapped in a day is being calculated to be something like a 4 lakh atomic bombs of what is I mean, used in the Hiroshima is being absorbed in the atmosphere every day.
Per day.
Every day is happening. This is
My
what it
God.
is. The latest I mean, studies are coming out. So
Hmm.
this is the heat that is getting trapped inside the our atmosphere, ultimately which is resulting into the raise the temperature of the whole thing. Right? If you look at, see now, if we are looking somewhere about the for last 2,000 years, the temperature, global temperature used to be somewhere like a, and only from somewhere about 1900 when this revolution has been started, industrial revolution. Now see that this is almost raised by somewhere about 2 degrees Fahrenheit. Okay, what exactly is this? That can be discussed on something later, but it is the normal norm has been shifted by almost 2 degrees once we started from the industrial revolution. And if you really look at the only nature would have been there, it would have taken only these sort of, this would have been the normal course, and this is where the shift, the activities, whatever is happening by the human made, is pushing now. So what has been seen is, if you look at the normal, what are the traditional, things should have been like this. Okay, normally, whatever the norm has been calculated, it has been observed that in 1951 to 80, whatever is happening in 83 to 93, it started shifting from the norm. And if you, the continuously it is being monitored, by the scientists, what I've seen is from 94 to 2004, it has shifted further, and it's further shifting from 2004 onwards also. So this is the shift what is happening, and it is what is the one of the clear factors which is impacting ultimately the rise of the temperature. Right. So what exactly this rise of temperature is going to matter to us is ultimately on the animals, the plants, the people, and the ecosystem. Everywhere it's going to have the impact now.
Everybody is affected. Yes.
Everybody is going to be impacted now. In fact, if you look at one of the reports clearly shows there is every day all these species which were there are getting naturally shifted by almost around 15 feet per day. So whatever was staying near to the equator, that animal is started moving towards. So now if you look at that, everything is moving towards the poles now, which was earlier used to be snow capped and everything used to be there. So now this is how things are shifting, and that is causing a lot of forest fires. We have seen not only in India, even we see in Mumbai. In the summer nights, and also a lot is happening in the Australia and now recently in San Francisco, and it's not it could not be closed off. So there's a lot of forest fires are creating which is not that much compared to the earlier thing. And also, there are a lot of studies which have been brought out that raising temperature is automatically causing disturbance in the human, internal organs also, and causing many of these. In fact, there's a lot more. Further detailed study that which shows the pathogens, which have been there, they which were covered under the snow are now coming out because of this snow melting and also causing into the new type of diseases which were not there earlier. But there's a lot of studies still happening. And also the rising temperature is bringing the soil moisture, and this is the droughts. If you see the same within something like 500 kilometers, you see the drought one side and other side you have the floods happening. So this is
Right.
the droughts why they all happen because of the soil moisture is being pulled out. So this is what exactly the ill effects of what is the rising temperature. And why this rise of the temperature is happening is primarily because of carbon. The, the greenhouse gases, and carbon is one of the very key components. The studies, what they can indicated is, if you look at if you look at for the whole, it's the thousands of years, somewhere only last 20,000 years only the CO2. This is the CO2 content in the air, ppm, parts per million. So that it used to be somewhere around 200 till almost for last 20,000 years. Then it has started. Perhaps this is the time where the human innovation has started. But now, somewhere after near to this place, now see how much it has moved up. It has really started moving for the last time. So whatever happened for all these thousands of years has been suddenly taken a different shape now. If I do it out, it is going to be something like in from 1960, it used to be somewhere about 320, and now it has gone to somewhere 420 in last, something like around 60 years. So, which was never there in so many thousands of years, and now moved to somewhere around 420. There's a jump of almost 100 ppm is happening. ppm is happening. Now, what is the reason for this one? See, one of the key things is if you really look at from 1960 to 2015, there's a lot of the energy consumption what is there has been started drastically increasing.
Right.
If you look at, you see the, I mean, the oil, not only oil is happening and the coal is also substantially increasing. And the renewables is somewhere still here, though it happened from 2005. So this is the comparison where the amount of energy we are consuming and the source of the energy, different, I mean, nature. So the same thing, if you look at from 1950 onwards, see the quantum of jump that happened in the fossil fuel, and if you do the, I mean, the contribution of this one is the alarming thing that is happening now is, see, from 2000 onwards is the coal, the green one is the coal, and this also substantially started increasing the entire world compared to what was used to there earlier. So this is also a substantial increase that is happening now. So these are things which have really started, and this is the like, I mean, as you said, the power I mean, is one of the very very key components that is contributing for this carbon dioxide, and that is one which is the key. I mean, greenhouse gas basically. Now the most interesting and I'd say not exactly the interesting and more the dangerous, I mean, thing that is going to happen is the global warming is reaching to a critical situation, and it's going to be it has to be a very very urgent to be handled. Why? Because see, there is a it's a clear simulation shows that if there is further something like a 4 degree Celsius rise, then we are getting into a chain reaction, which perhaps even if you do anything, we are not going to stop it. It is something like nuclear plant. I mean, when you have there is a critical, I mean, time after which you cannot stop that. I mean, then it has to either reach to a black top.
Mm-hmm.
So why exactly it does happen is, see, normally we are not worried till now that what is, we are only worried on what is the power generation is happening and what is, I mean, see, we are a part of, we are a relatively a small part of a big nature system, which is having a sea and land and lot of things. And there is a huge, I mean, CO2 combination inside the sea and inside the earth. And today there is a cycle, carbon cycle happens where something is happening here and something is absorbed here and all. I mean, which is very well balanced for thousands of years till now on the earth. That's the reason why we are able to enable it on this one. But what is happening now is we have started suddenly bringing up these fossil fuels have somewhere about 9 to 10, I mean, million tons of, I mean, ejection happening at the, at the greenhouse gases. So part of this is getting absorbed in the atmosphere. I mean, to the trees, and something is going to the sea, and something like 4 million tons of the, is going into the atmosphere, which is ultimately leading to the heating of the, atmosphere. Now, so what is going to happen with this temperature? This raise of the temperature on this one, there's a lot of these gases. These, I mean, CO2 is going to start emanating. If 1 degree raise is going to take out even if 1% of the CO2 up into the atmosphere, then it is into a chain reaction. So nothing can be stopped. I mean, now you cannot even bring it back. So that is what the situation is. So that is the whole criticality of why it needs to be done in a very, very emergent basis. And that is the reason, even at international level, as Jyoti, you told, the UN is taking it on a top priority, and even the entire Indian government is also taking up this issue very, very seriously, because it has significance of now the time sense is also very, very critical. So what is seen is somewhere about by 2070, if nothing is going to happen, I mean, even if whatever the corrections we are doing is going to be, we have to contain this temperature rise less than 4 degrees Celsius at any cost, whatever needs to be done.
Mm-hmm.
Now, this climate change, see, now there's going to be a lot of, I mean, things as we have seen that so the change in the rain pattern, then there is a lot of, I mean, inside the sea, lot of things happening, and there's a lot of snow is also melting down. And if you
Right.
also have seen, heard a lot of, I mean, things coming out that in the Himalayas and all these North Pole and South Pole, there's a lot of snow melting is already happening. Right. So, and now with the snow melting, one is that new pathogens will be coming, adding on to the thing, and there is uh, this going to be a raise in the sea level. So, whatever the volume which was in a solid form is going to get added to this water, and that's going to raise. And there's already studies showing that there is almost a few centimeters of, uh, the raise of sea has already taken place. So that's what I mean, and the clearly it is, the simulation shows by 2070 there are few cities which will be part of the city will go underwater, and unfortunately, it's a Calcutta and Mumbai on the top of the
मुंबई
list.
एंड कोलकाता सबसे ऊपर.
So if you don't do anything, then we will be by perhaps this may not be even 2070, it could be even earlier also. Maybe some of these Bandra and we don't know which are the areas. I mean, which are very very significant in the real estate perspective also
Right.
could be having the impact. So this is what is exactly the situation of I mean, and, the criticality and the very very urgently needs to be done. There's a lot of studies which can be shared I mean, offline if somebody is interested. So how to take care of this? See, one of the things obviously we have is very structured. I mean, I think how to take care of this waste. I mean, considering CO2 as a waste, then there are possibilities. And obviously, there's something like dispose, recovery, recycle, and all that. In fact, there are some simulations. I mean, some companies have already started that how they can capture the CO2 and store it, or they convert into something usable format. The efforts are being happening, but it's in the very very early stage. Hope I mean there could be some breakthrough happening. Now the rest of the thing is how we can replace it. So replacing is something where we all have to simultaneously. There's something like I mean, if you want to reduce it and recycle it, you are using the fruit of the plants. So there are many under different categories. Like if you add the new, I mean, green blankets on the earth, then that will be taking care of all this consume. The CO2 can be absorbed and taken care. So the best, so simultaneously, all these things have to happen. One is the reducing by using the plants, I mean trees, not reduce, and also simultaneously avoiding that CO2 from the fossil fuel. So, but obviously we need to have the energy as well. There cannot be, I mean, we cannot switch off the things. We have to have the simultaneous, I mean, activity. The good thing happening now is the renewables which are going to replace the fossil fuel, which we were not bothered earlier at some point of time that it's what is the ill effect of that one. So having known them now we need to migrate. I mean this one, and a good progress is happening. See somewhere I mean like till 2000, there was only hydro used to be the renewables, but
Yes.
later now there's a lot of I mean the things like wind and solar and these all things started picking up. Though they're in the initial stage, but they are picking up. That's what the heartening thing. The good part is that once they started picking up, they're really moving fast, faster
Some
than we
right.
get there.
Some right points. Yes.
Yeah, exactly. And the rate of growth is substantially high. In fact, if you look at the cost is also coming down drastically, even if it's not only onshore and offshore. I mean, wind cost, in fact, offshore wind cost is going to be expected to be coming down very shortly with the economies of scales and everything. And the, in fact, we are some places primarily due to the economic reasons, we are beating the projections. Like in 2002, the projection for 2010 was there will be only 1 gigawatt of I mean, solar in the market. But by even by 2010, it was almost 17 gigawatt is there on the globe. So once this economic side, I mean, support is happening, then it's really moving than to what it was projected. So things are started picking up well. But now, whether it happening in correlation with what is needed to be done, yes, still there is a gap and it needs to be taken much more faster. So, and in fact, some realities are in 2015,
Yes.
right in the 2015, Germany has generated almost the 80% of their consumption. They could manage it from renewable source. But there are some challenges because this is being informed power. There is issues with how to integrate with the grid. And there's a different, I mean, altogether where we are also extensively participating with some of the agencies and seeing that how it can be like battery is one of the solutions, but there are
Hmm.
few more things on how it can be done. So that how to more economize that generation further is what exactly we're all trying now. But there are stories, I mean, where even the Germany has taken the so much of lead, and also there are, I mean, many like Indian side. I mean, there are targets. In fact, now there are targets. I mean, come up from 2030 as well, and a lot of focus is happening. And also there are good progressive companies which are also like if you look at the Fortune 500 companies, they all have started that new concept called RE100. So by 2030, their entire power consumption is going to be reduced. So the 100% of their consumption is going to be 100%, and almost I understand around 27% of the companies have publicly signed and they are moving towards that. So there's a lot of, I mean, so there's a lot of people who have started realizing it, and it's really moving forward to that direction. So it is, yes, we are moving. We are moving into a lot of ways. So when the only now thing is, see, it is moving down. It has to. It's not only starting from the top to bottom. Maybe we need to start something from bottom to top also, because it has to become a mass movement. The volume
Very
that has
important.
to come out into the
Hmm.
CO2, that reduction of the CO2 is going to be substantially very high. So it has to become a mass movement. It's not exactly simply, I mean, only government pushing the things. It is the individuals at their level also has to realize that what is this climate change and why it is so significant, and how what we are going to push down to our next generations. Whether are we going to keep the earth intact for the generations to come, it is our responsibility. So it has to happen from both the sides, and
Correct.
that's where, I mean, I appreciate the efforts of, I mean, Vishal and all of us put together is
Thank you,
happening.
sir.
Yeah, yeah, that's what exactly I agree. So I do say that yes, things are happening. Yes, happening much
That is
faster,
important. But the
much
thing is,
faster. Yeah.
as you said, although a lot of push, so you, I think you can stop sharing. Maybe. So as sir says, yes, a lot of work is being done. Government push is also there. The costs have come down. People have started realizing the importance and the benefits also that solar energy, or for that matter, renewable energy brings in. Sir talked about, Rao sir, he talked about that carbon is one of the major ingredient that is the one of the biggest cause of all this global warming. And just to give you a very rough idea, 10 kilowatt plant, a very small 10 kilowatt plant can reduce the carbon footprint. The amount that it can reduce is 2,99,897 kgs of carbon in its lifetime. And a 100 kilowatt plant, as per the figures I have, it says 29 lakhs 98,000, almost 30 lakh kgs of carbon is reduced if you, instead of using the conventional energy, you use a 100 kilowatt ka power plant. And trust me, friends, if you're talking about industrial consumption, I'm not talking household consumption. Generally, 4 to 5 kilowatt is sufficient. But when it is an industrial consumption, the consumptions are huge. They go very easily. They go into megawatts. And Visol also focuses on industrial segment. We are trying to encourage industrial customers to go solar. And if they go solar, I'm of course not saying कि residential वालों solar mat लगाओ, but the industries, if they take a little more initiative and go solar, then there is a very, very huge amount of carbon that can be very easily reduced. And as sir said, the costs are coming down. We have discussed in our previous sessions that there are various financial options also if you do not want to invest.
Yeah, in fact,
Because
if you look at, see, now the amount of carbon reduced is, if you put it, see, there are a lot of green, I mean, initiatives and excitement in the people. Now,
hmm,
visualize it's something like 1 kilowatt of a power plant, solar power plant is almost equal to something like a acre of uh,
forest.
forest, I mean, you have created. In fact, it
Yes.
says something like around 1 to 2 acres. So it's equivalent to if you're putting up a plant on your roof. for even for 1 kilowatt, were indirectly contributing almost something like a 1 acre of forest.
Green
I
cover,
mean,
yes.
now the amount of time and obviously the efforts we are taking for something like what is happening in Mumbai city and somewhere now. So now visualize it's equivalent, but though it doesn't appear as if you're doing something on the green side, but it does. It does a lot of things. So I mean, so in fact, now the situation has come that it's not only the economics which is going to. It is something like it's beyond the economics now, where because of this climate change happening, we all need to see that that number of solar plants have to go up. And irrespective of it, whom from whom and it is okay. That's also the secondary issue. But the primary thing is everybody has to get into and right from it, and it's no more the issue of one. I mean, backyard. It is no more the issue of one town, one country. It's not even the of one world. It is something beyond the world and get into the sea. So it is
Correct.
something. I mean, we have to taken care and everybody has to contribute and we will come together.
Very important, very, very important. And I would just reiterate that does not mean stop planting trees and then only go solar. You have to plant trees also, support Rally for Rivers also. But yes, this is a very good option where you can really contribute in a big way to climate change. And trust me, it is not just the climate change; it has other benefits also. So, can you mention about the other benefits that come along with the solar power plant? We are little focused on solar power plant because here we are talking to solar pioneers, but yes, there are other benefits also which come with the solar power that there are other measures also that has to be taken to combat the climate change. I am again saying that solar is one of them and a very impactful one. So coming back to that, sir, some benefits that come along with solar power plant.
Right. I'll do one thing. I'll take a case study that how it's going to exactly, I mean, help us,
Mhm.
help the, I mean, economics also. Meanwhile, I have some few quick, I mean, slides also that, I mean, quick, perhaps, I mean, before we move to the case study,
Yes, sir.
uh, yeah, I think it may take a couple of minutes.
Sure, sir.
Yeah, in fact, I mean, as you rightly said, see, we have climate change is one of the aspects, but we don't have a lot of challenges put together as human beings. In fact, the issue of plastic and the issue of, I mean, water, drinkable water, I mean, being available. So there are many things which have to be simultaneously to be tackled now. So one of them, but there is the one of this is one of the very key and very urgently needed attention by everybody.
Very true.
Uh, right. Um, it's I'm sharing from the
Maybe
close
can you
close.
you can close it open again or go back and open again.
Maybe just
Uh,
few
uh,
minutes.
yeah, try closing the PPT and starting again. Sir. Well, friends, in the meantime, when Sir is just trying to reopen his PPT, our idea of bringing these talks to you is that there are a lot of things that as individuals we can do to contribute to the society, to the environment as a whole. So small steps can really make big changes, and if in your way you can contribute, then yes, it does matter. Even during the Swachh Bharat Abhiyan and even prior to that, we came across stories of just one person single-handedly cleaning beaches, the Gorai beaches of Mumbai, where turtles came back again after so many years. So it's not that contributions go unnoticed. Yes, they do make an impact. So on this forum, we encourage people to go solar, to contribute in whatever way they can, not just to go solar, for every environmental initiative that they can take. And as a solar EPC company, we would also like promote people to, if you're interested in this sector, you can join us and work with us. You can become our partners. We have a program that we have been propagating as Visol Green Energy Partnership Program, wherein you can join us as a sales partner. You can give us reference of your friends, your associates, people, your acquaintances, people who would like to go solar, and our team will take up the further conversation, talk to them, try and help them go solar. And yes, you also earn commissions on these. You can also get associated with Visol as Visol Green Energy Projects Partner, wherein you can also participate in the installation of the power plant, close the deals. We will be supporting you, and you can again earn. We have a profit sharing scenario in that. Visol, as such, has been doing a lot of awareness program right from the our initial days. We established ourselves in 2015, and since then it is not just about doing business, it is also about bringing awareness to people, especially about solar, because yes, we are a solar EPC company. So we have been conducting a lot of awareness programs in schools, colleges, business group, other forums also, wherever it is required. And in that scenario only, we started the solar talks, so that more and more people get inspired, and we are able to rather inspire more people and get into solar business or have a solar power plant on their rooftop. So sir is back with his presentation. Over to you, sir.
Yeah, Jyoti. Yeah, I think it's great. Like, see, now out of these
Yes.
renewables, solar has some unique, special advantages. Like if you look at the hydro or you look at the even the wind, they need a specific locations of siting and the size and how big. I mean, it has to be like if you have 2 megawatt wind, uh, turbine, or you have to have 4 megawatt. I mean, it's not really very economical if you have a smaller one. But that's not the case with solar. So you can go with something like a small piece from the calculator to anything. That's what I
Mm-hmm.
mean. Exactly, we can reach to and even go up to the something like like 700 megawatts or something at one location and even the bigger size now. So that's what is the advantage of and second thing is it can be moved to any place so easily. Whether you call, it can be a pump. I mean, catch a pump where nothing has reached, no power, nothing has reached. I mean, it can reach there. It can move on to your trains and it can go to anywhere. And also, one of the key thing what we are seeing is the remote forest areas and all that where now these micro and mini grids are happening. So
Mm-hmm.
this is possible primarily the earlier used to only to the DG side. Now that can happen from the solar as well. So this is what are the very very special things about thing. And if you really look at it, the cost is obviously coming down, and the drastic change is happening, and hope we will have something similar to continue, but may not be this rate of reduction, but there's going to be a lot of them things are happening. So this is how the solar is very very unique and out of the renewables also. That is perhaps the reason why the things are moving much faster now. Now I'll go to a case study. See where it is. It's see like it is a live case for one of the recently has been done for a plant in. Uh, this is what actually the report. We submit to any of the people to take their decision. See that is a power plant. So this is a big housing society having some like four big buildings, and they have a huge consumption. So we have simulated all these, their situations, and we have created every setup. Now, there, if you do the analysis of their bill, they have something like an average monthly bill of somewhere about 1,75,000, right? And so that goes to if they're looking for is something like a 25-year span, they are going to spend somewhere about 6.5 crore rupees against their electricity bill. So this is what is the thing they are really contributing. Though it appears for us that okay now, I mean I'm doing my society doing the things and all that, but this is what the amount I'm going to spend it on, assuming not much of the escalation happening on the power rate, maybe in the present condition, right? When we did that simulations and all that, see now what we have proposed them the possible solution is something like around 140 kilowatts. Okay, is what is I mean there. I mean the DC side and the AC side is something like 120 most optimized I mean thing. Though they have a very complicated I mean requirement, a multi roof and all that, so the cost was slightly higher than normal. I mean because of that. See, with that costing of somewhere around, assuming something like 53, 50 lakhs, now their saving is going to be the annual saving is going to be something around 15.7 lakhs. So every year they will be saving. Like if monthly saving, the pre-solar bill, I mean, used to be something like around 1.75 lakhs,
Mhm.
will go down to something like around 44,000 rupees. And so they almost have something like a monthly saving of around 1.3 lakhs happening to them.
I
And
would
they
like I would like to add here, sir, huge reductions in bills, and we would also like to take pleasure in saying that even our clients have achieved zero electricity bills. So yes, you can achieve that with solar.
absolutely. See, now the
Yes.
here the limitation was, in fact, we'll show you that. See, it's the simulations. I mean, what has been done and the actual
Mm-hmm.
electricity, how I mean it happens and all that. So everything, I mean, is a technical, I mean, simulation. So with that, see now the limitation is we could not go more than certain, I mean,
The space. Hmm.
space restrictions. We not allowed to go more than that. So
Hmm.
with all the shadow analysis and everything, where the shadow is happening, why one is to happen, not happening, keeping
Right.
all this in this thing, so we're constrained to restrict their capacity to only to something like 140. I mean, DC side.
Even
So
that
even
is
with that,
good returns. Even there you are achieving. Yes.
yeah. So with that also, they will be having their energy is offset by around 74%.
Wow.
So this is how on the monthly basis their actual consumption, and this is how the solar is going to take care. Like in summer month, they will be having less of I mean this thing. The
Hmm.
average, I mean, thing is this is how they can really move on. And perhaps one more very key thing, especially with the solar is, see, they have the payback period of 43.6 years, even at this cost. And the span for next something like around 20, 22 years, they can have so much of, I mean, this is one of the very rare thing happening. Many of the projects, I mean, many of the investment, what the people do is has a something like a life of something 10 years, some 8 years, 15 years and all that. But this is something like if you, as we progress away, you are going to have almost without anything to spend and you are going to get keep ripening the I mean, fruits. So this is what exactly the special I mean, thing, and see they will be saving something like how much it's coming to be
4 crore 56
four and
lakhs,
a half
sir.
crore. If they invest something like around 50 lakhs, they will be saving something like above I mean something like around 4.5 crore. I mean, it's turning out into the 25 years of I mean, so even in the economically, forget about the CO2. We are not, I mean, calculated what is the indirect benefit that they have caused to the globe through the
Right.
CO2 reduction and all that. That is had to be. But leaving apart that, only if we talk the economic, I mean, only purely on economic grounds, this is what exactly the situation. So that's what I mean. Is in fact not many people are aware to the extent or not. If not reaching to everybody, then what are the benefits they can like? Once it's there, then there is all logical sense that why you should not be moved to. Then it should move to that sort of an arrangement. And in fact, we have all the I mean, that how that each year how much is saving. So these are all the I mean scientifically calculated and it derived from a models I mean which have come out this way. Right. So that's what exactly the thing, Jyoti, to really how solar is going to be very, very. will be effective and useful for all the people to, they should get adopted to things now.
Right. Very important. Very, very important.
So the another very critical thing is, which not exactly not only the economical sense. See, one more sociological thing, in addition to that, climate change and all that, is going to be distributed as well. See,
Hmm.
now the people who, even the roof owner, who can able to produce, take out some money, can get the money, from different sources like the bank and what you already explained here.
Yes, financial options are there. Yes.
Exactly. So they can start gaining, even there are cases they can gain up to something like a return of some even 20 plus sort of, 20 percent plus sort of, returns they can achieve by putting themselves. So they, even at their level, in fact, we have some small, investors like who has something like a surplus amount of 40, 50 lakh are coming approaching to us, and they want to do the resto for some of their their industries or friends, and they want to have a sort of get into entrepreneurship to the distributed, which is their wealth is growing. It's not only the big houses and only the big pockets only can do it, so it can happen even in distributed mode.
Very relevant things are today. I mean, when we talk about the increasing gap between the rich and poor, if this comes, it will again try reduce the bridge, make the gap little, some make some contribution in making this gap smaller. Definitely.
Absolutely. So that is what the solar has many special, unique, thing. In fact, what I was saying in climate change, so being passive is not exactly, okay, let somebody else do it, or okay, why should I
That'll,
need to get in on
yeah.
that? It's now you have to be a part of the solution. You cannot keep yourself isolated, and then otherwise you are, see, we are consuming that
Okay, we are having some
we are
network
doing
issues.
lot of
Yeah.
consumptions where the
Okay, so there was some. We lost you for a second in between, but yes, coming to the point, as sir has mentioned, yes, the returns, you talked about this project where by investing close to 53 lakhs, the society was able to earn all, I mean save rather 4.5 crore, 4 crore 56 lakhs over a period of 25 years. It just came to my mind, in Mumbai, you get a 1 BHK flat for like 53 lakhs, somewhere 50 lakhs. Very rough figures I'm talking about. Of course, no, I'm not talking about the South Mumbai area, the suburbans of Mumbai. If you invest 50 lakhs, please calculate the rent that you will be getting, and please see the returns that you will be getting if you go solar investing the same amount. Sir also mentioned that you can also invest, friends, you can get associated with us also, and if you want to invest in a solar plant of somebody else's solar plant, there also is an option to earn in returns on that. There are EMI options which we offer to our customers. There are also OPEX model, the RESCO model, which we offer to our customers. And people can invest in these plans and get returns out of it, earn from investing in somebody else's solar plants. Uh, as we say, India is committed to sustainable growth. Visol is spearheading this movement, and we would love people to join us in whatever way they can. They can go and install a solar power plant on their premises. They can become a partner and work in this sector. They can invest in other solar power plants and earn money out of it. There are so many options where you can contribute in your own way and get financial returns also out of it. There is Sir has been talking about the drastic effect that our environment is facing today, the climate, the changes happening, the hazards, the floods, the fires, so many problems, so many catastrophic things are happening in our in our surroundings. It is not somewhere very far away. It is there in our neighborhood. And friends, there is no greater responsibility than protecting our planet and people from the threat of climate change. This is what the UN climate change handle on Twitter says, and this was yesterday. So I would say contribute in whatever way you can. Again, I'm repeating, solar is just one of them. You are most welcome to go ahead and choose your way in how whatever way you want to contribute, but please do pitch in. Sir, I would say thank you so much. The kind of, I mean, you started from a very scary note, but then, yes, you showed there is hope for us if we take steps right now on. Again, everybody has to do their bit. You cannot say कि बाजू वाला कर लेगा वो देख लेंगे. That will not happen. So people, please understand that. Sir's very insightful thoughts, very uh, very, I mean, thought provoking slides that you have shown. I hope people get inspired and be the change that they want to be. On that note, I would again say, काल करे सो आज करे सो अब, पल में परलय होएगी, बहुरी करेगा कब, as Kabir ji had said hundreds of, I mean, long back. So, on that note, thank you so much, sir, for all the insights that you have shared, all your thoughts that you have shared on the climate change. We love listening to you. Thank you so much for coming and spending time with us.
That's so nice, Jyoti. Thanks. Thank you very much for giving this platform to the entire Wisdom team. And also, let's move. All of us move together. It's not only the solar and EPC and all these people. It is, in fact, a public. It has to turn out into a public movement,
Yes.
and it has to move it to. So let's all of us put together, collaborate together, and move on. And also, I request. All the viewers also to become. It's not only the issue of only the intellectuals and
Hmm.
thinking and all that. It has to move down to everybody, including to the next generation, that where they have to be aware that yes, this is what. It's not only moving, looking at some movies sort of thing where we seeing the scary pictures, how the future is going to be and all that. But we can do it. We will do it. We all have to put together, and we are moving in the right direction. But let's accelerate it much more faster.
Yes, you have
Thank
to go
you. Thank you.
faster.
Yeah.
Thank you
Thank you.
so much,
Thank you.
sir. It was a pleasure having you on our platform here. Thank you.
Thank you
And
so much.
viewers, do join us. We invite you all to join us and contribute in whatever way you can. Again, I say, be the change you want to be. And on that note, I'll take leave for today from today's session. Thank you. Namaste. Good evening and good night.